This week I'm gonna kick things off talking about none other than Ubisoft. Yes, because Ubisoft has been in the news for the last few years, and none of it's been really good. It's been a lot of negativity. And recently, there's been talk of them selling themselves, and yet again, a lot of negativity surrounding Ubisoft. They recently just pushed back an Assassin's Creed that they were already promoting, like the release date was locked. Like if the game had gone gold and it was guaranteed to be dropping when they said it would, and they decided to push that back. And I ain't gonna get into the logistics of all of that, but I just wanted to mention that it's been a lot of negative news surrounding Ubisoft, but there's been also positives. Like they recently dropped Prince of Persia Rogue. They also had the Crew Motorstorm get new DLC. And sales of that game went high when that was announced because they put it on a decent sale and on Steam. There was a lot of players jumping into that game, which is cool, right? They announced a Splinter Cell anime. People been waiting for anything, any movement on the Splinter Cell IP. And you got some of that this year. And then the highlight. The highlight of Ubisoft this year was the release of Prince of Persia The Lost Crown, a Metroidvania game that got praised by everyone who played it. I picked up the game day one. The game wasn't even 70. It wasn't 60. No, it launched at 50. And they've dropped free DLC for it. They've done a lot for that game. That game is jam packed with content that you don't ever even have to experience in order to complete the actual main quest. But there's so much to do. A lot of challenge in that game. And that game, I mean, it had a lot going for it, from, the cinematics to the voice work to the visuals to the level design. And the game, I guess, didn't perform because Ubisoft decided to take that team and disband it. They didn't fire, I guess, everyone, but I'm assuming they fired some people. But a lot of people went into other divisions at Ubisoft to work on other things, like other Prince of Persia games that are currently in development, like the remake of Sands of Time. And they went on to work on things like Assassin's Creed and who knows what else, like maybe a Splinter Cell if that's in development. The point is, the talent is going to be, utilized within other IPs at Ubisoft. But this Metroidvania, Prince of Persia, which, I mean, thinking about it, was the hottest thing that happened for the IP in years, wasn't enough. Which then brings me to Metroid Prime 4. And it's like, yeah, you're going to take this Prince of Persia thing and make it about Metroid? Yeah, I am. Because, I'm always talking about Metroid sales, the potential of Metroid selling better, and things like that. Now, this Prince of Persia game isn't Metroid Prime 4. It doesn't have the hype behind it. It doesn't have the damn near 20-year wait. It doesn't have the budget of what Metroid Prime 4 is going to be. But at the end of the day, Metroid, obviously, as we all know, it doesn't need to be said anymore, isn't the biggest seller. Isn't the Nintendo IP that you point to when you talk about sales. We leave that to Mario's and Zelda's and Smash Brothers and Mario Karts and Pokemons and even Kirby's. You know what I'm saying? Splatoon, definitely. But Metroid is not in that conversation. When you talk about love, it might exceed all those IPs for fans of the actual series. I know for me it exceeds many of those IPs. But love doesn't equal sales. Liking a game and a game being great doesn't mean that a company's going to continue to make that thing, right? So Prince of Persia didn't sell like that. Team is done. And that just brings me to Metroid Prime 4 and the idea of taking it easy with this, or taking I feel like a lot of Nintendo fans are like, that we gotta wait and see how it does, and I think that's not what we should be doing with Metroid Prime 4. Here's what I honestly think, genuinely: Metroid Prime 4 was in development, right, and then it got canceled, so that the actual developer of that series of Metroid games can make it, Retro Studios. Nintendo poured probably more money into this game than many of the games that they released over the last decade, right? It's probably only behind, I would say, open air Zelda games and 3D Mario. I would say it's only behind that. Metroid Prime 4. Does it deserve to be behind those? No. If anything, that's where Pokemon should sit. Pokemon should be the visual showcase. But that's a whole different conversation. The fact that Metroid Prime 4 needs to be that in order to even be a Prime game, it needs to sell like that is like, that's a giant gamble already. You're taking a giant gamble making another one of these, right? Yeah, the last game came out and it was in the 2D classic style. The last game in the IP that came out was the top selling one also. Did better than Prince of Persia. And they were, in that same genre. So that's a good thing for the Metroid IP. But still, 3 million sales isn't something that anyone should be striving for when it comes to Prime 4. And I think leaving it up to, just wait for it to come out and get a regular video game rollout, I think that's a mistake because, again, you're wasting all of this money on this IP that isn't deserving of it. It is to me and almost anybody who clicked on this video. But I'm just saying, business-wise, it isn't deserving of that budget because, well, look at the legacy of its sales, right? But you're giving it that budget. And I'm so thankful to Nintendo for doing that. For, the Metroid fan in me. That's awesome. But if you're going to put that money into it, then just dump more. And y'all might be like, wait, what? Yeah, dump more. Just dump more money into it. And by that I mean, make animations. Make anything. Like, if this game is coming out, it don't have to be the most expensive animation or anything. Like, make a little prologue to that thing. Things that you can actually put somewhere, sell somewhere, distribute somewhere. You made Nintendo pictures. It don't only got to be for big Hollywood movies. It could be for anything. This could be on Netflix. It could be on Peacock. It could be anywhere. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like they should just try to build up awareness for the IP outside of the main medium where it doesn't perform like that. And look, I know saying like, make a movie so the game sells better. Like, that's basically what Sony said that they're doing now. They're going to be making a lot of live action stuff so that their games can become more popular. Makes perfect sense, right? You get people in other media to like something, and then they go, oh, snap. We saw it literally this year with Fallout. Fallout sales were crazy this year. And it was all based off of a show. The IP has existed forever, and nobody cared until the show brought them into the universe and made them then go, yeah, I already know what the IP is, so I can turn on the game and not be lost. And, what's this Fallout thing? I got a giant picture of it thanks to this show. So now I want to play in this world. And I think Metroid needs something like that. Now, some of y'all might say, it's a little too late to do that. I would say it's never too late to push back a game. Nintendo doesn't need it. Metroid isn't something that's in their chamber that it's, this is necessary for the next console to sell. It's not. So I would say, me as a Metroid fan, I'd rather them build a lot around it and then deliver it and make it the last hoorah instead of being like, let's see how I do it. And then us sitting there hoping, hopefully, it does great and da. And I know, Zelda didn't have movies and things like that. And they just made a whole new game, open air, that new genre of Zelda game. And the thing took off. I understand that. And I hope that to be the case with Metroid. Like, drop it at the launch of the Switch. I know I've been talking about this forever. Drop it at the launch of the new Switch. It could get that bump of being brand new Nintendo game, beautiful looking game, new hardware. Those two things go hand in hand. I was happy when Nintendo did that with the OLED. And Metroid Dread. I think those two things coming out around the same times kind of helped Dread become the best selling entry in the series. So why not do that again with Prime? But I hope that I just wish that they had the foresight. It's a wish, it's a hope that they had the foresight to make something, to get people interested in the IP. And I think something like an anime could have been great. Because I just feel like if you're going to make this super expensive video game, because of the love of the game. Because if you don't believe that's why this game is being made, they're not making it because, oh yeah, it makes sense. For that, they be like, look, we could pump out 5 Mario Karts and never see another Metroid. And a lot of other Nintendo IPs, let's be honest, right? And they're like, yeah, we'll just pump out Animal Crossing, Smash Brothers, Mario Karts, 3D Mario, and Zelda. We straight. Oh, and Pokemon. That's it. We don't need nothing else. But thank God that Nintendo isn't like that. And that they do Luigi's Mansions. And that they do all these side RPG Mario games. All these wonderful things with their IP that, the sales might not even warrant those things existing. But all these little things keep these IP, relevant, alive, afloat, any of those things. So I just look at it like it's awesome that we're getting one of these, where a lot of games, there's games that people look at like, yo, this is a staple series for other console manufacturers. And it's like, yo, you haven't got one of those in a decade. And it's like, in no world is, like an Uncharted, a F-Zero or a Star Fox, because Uncharted did way better than those games. And yet it's been a decade since there's been one of those. You know what I'm saying? So games could sell and not get new entries. But we lucky that Metroid games don't sell like that. And, well, yeah, we get entries, here and there, far and few in between, but we still get them, and I just wish, like, if you're gonna, make another Metroid Prime game that, it's gonna be a massive release and a massive undertaking and it costs you a lot. Why not just say, you know what, let's try to put our best foot forward completely. So let's do this, like budgeting for other things around it. Even I know you can't do Jump Up Superstar for Metroid. Like what? You're gonna do Jump Up Superstar for Metroid? That doesn't make sense. I mean, you could tie a song to the game if the story was strong enough to warrant it. We had great video game music in games that you would never think, like, wait, what? Portal's gonna have a song? Like, if somebody told you like that game was gonna have some song that will go on to be like, an award-winning song in gaming and stuff like that, you would never think that. But you can. There's a lot that you can do with music. With like, look, you can use other art genres in order to catapult, art in another genre. So whether it's film, TV, comics, animation, like any of those things, I wish that they would just do something to start building up hype for Metroid, and the actual game that leads up to it. So it's like little things beforehand. And I don't just mean, oh yeah, release the other Prime games. I want those. Hell yeah, do. Please give me the treatment of Prime remastered for the other two. But I'm not just talking about that, because that's still just for us. I'm talking about things that'll get other people to fall in love with Samus Aran and be like, I want to, what? I never even knew who Samus Aran was, and I want to play as this woman. You know what I'm saying? Like, because, I mean, Nintendo doesn't lean into the fact that it's like, yo, Samus is really, to me, I've always said, the first lady of gaming. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, granted, it's Peach, Mario 2 running around playing that stuff, but still, Samus was there, like, and she started her own video game. And I know there was other games that starred female protagonists and things like that, but Samus, stood the test of time, so you got to give her that crown. It was Samus, and when you talk about female video game characters, it was always Samus, Peach, Zelda, Lara Croft at a point. You know what I'm saying? Then, of course, you were throwing people like Chun-Li. But, yeah, Samus is one of them. So I think Samus, even her story. Imagine doing a short film, you know what I'm saying, that just highlights her origin of why is this woman. Because a lot of people, more than likely looks at Metroid and goes, it's a human, wrong, but it's a human in a suit. And it's like, it's not just any suit. Like, not anybody could just throw the suit on. You know what I'm saying? It's like, you can't just, Iron Man and Pepper Potts is going to take the suit now. Or in this case, Tony Stark is going to take Pepper Potts' suit, Pepper Potts being Samus in this scenario. Like, nah, like, for real, like, Samus is super cool. So seeing why is it that she has beef with this giant dragon. You know what I'm saying? She was the first blonde chick with the dragon issue. You know what I mean? Like, before there was a Game of Thrones, there was Samus. Nah, but like showing Samus' whole planet, get absolutely obliterated. Her taken in by the Chozos, her going through her trials and tribulations. And then right when she's about to get the suit, you end it right there. And it's like, yeah, go play a goddamn video game. You know what I'm saying? Or give her the suit for the climactic ending of this thing, showing her first mission or something as, the bounty on the Samus Aran. And yeah, wrap it up right there after that. And then people will probably be like, yeah, yo, I like this character. Let me, get into the game. Let me try the games. Let me get Switch Online and play the series. Let me go get Metroid Remastered and Dread, and get them in, pull them in. Like seeing a game that's so good like Prince of Persia in the genre fail, to meet expectation, and now we're not gonna get a sequel to that game. It's sad. You know what I'm saying? I know that's not the case for Metroid. I know we're gonna get another, Dread style game. I know we're getting Prime. So I'm happy as a Metroid fan, but I just want to see this genre do like great, do wonderful things, and everybody got their own ideas and takes on what could make Metroid become a bigger, more popular IP. Many of us believe multiplayer, right? But then you're going to be competing with some of the most robust video games out there, multiplayer wise. It's still going to have to. That's just the reality. It's going to have to live in that world. But here's the beauty: people could want to compare it to like, oh, who's going to play Metroid over Call of Duty? Who's going to play Metroid over Fortnite, right? And you say, okay, Call of Duty is a closer comparison to what Metroid would be as a multiplayer game because you have your team deathmatch, capture the flag, and stuff like that. But Warzone, is the Fortnite of Call of Duty. That's a big portion of it. And Metroid wouldn't be competing with that. If anything, Metroid could lean into the Unreal Tournament, Quake-like first-person shooter games versus being the Call of Duty style one. Like, I'm not saying you can't have little perks and things like that. Metroid Hunters had that. But yeah, you can just, lean into the quicker, not needing to aim down sights in order to, get kills and things like that. Like, you could just do that, lean into the arena shooter with the Metroid IP thrown on it and make that, robust with Team Deathmatch, free for all, capture the flag, and make all those things Metroid themed, obviously, get the energy tank and take it to the, like, instead of it being capture the flag or anything like that. It's like, yeah, grab this thing, but when you grab it, you're automatically morph ball form. Now you can't, open up, so you got to take it to the other side. Like, they could do whatever. Now you got a spider, ball like all over the walls and enemies looking for you. Like, yo, where is that? Stuff like that. Like, it could be mad fun, but they would have to really lean into being a throwback, but also new, and yeah, I think that would do a lot, especially on the Nintendo side of things. Like, yeah, there's Splatoon, but having something like Metroid, which would be that teen style shooter, and then you're gonna get Call of Duties and everything on the next Nintendo. It's a nice balance of having like Splatoon, Metroid, Call of Duty. That's a nice, and obviously Fortnite is still there and all that. Like, so I think that's a good lineup right there. But yeah, the idea of making Metroid sell is something that, Metroid fans talk about a lot. And the reason why is because we want this series to win. Because we see other games that win by pulling from this series. But then the series that is the innovator, is the creator, the revolutionary, IP that brought these things into existence isn't reaping the benefits of it, the rewards of it all. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, it's weird. And look, I know there's other conversation to be had here. You could talk about Sargon, the main character, and all the hate that they gave towards that character before the game launched. And you could talk about the ignorant ass humans on this earth today who are like, yeah, I'm not going to play this if it started. Yeah, we could get into all that. And if we do, I mean, the main point that I would hit would be Samus is a girl. And and it's like, I don't even want to have that conversation because I think not only is it stupid, not only is it dumb, not only is it idiotic, not only does it make me think lesser of the people spouting the dumb shit. Like, I did. That's it. I don't have that. Like, that wasn't going nowhere. I just wanted to say, yeah, stupid, dumb, idiotic. I don't know. Like, damn, son. Like, I guess the girls still got the cooties with some of these grown ass men. Like, I don't care to entertain that. Like, I went and I picked up Prince of Persia. You know what I'm saying? Metroid, that's what I do. You know what I'm saying? Metroid game comes out, I pick that up. It's like, yeah, like when the next Tomb Raider comes out from Crystal Dynamics, just like 1, 2, and 3 before that, I'm picking that up. You know what I mean? A lot of the times when I play games, like if I play Dragon Age, Vilgard, the character I'm probably going to create is probably going to be a female. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes I go guys. Sometimes I go females. It doesn't really matter to me. There's some people who just like, yo, I can't play this game if it. All right, that's on you. That's sad, bro. That's sad because Samus is cooler than the Doomslayer. Samus is cooler than Master Chief. Samus is cooler than any armored character in all medium. Iron Man, all of them. And I'm not hating on these characters. I love these characters. I'm saying Samus is better than them. And you might think, oh yeah, this character to me is better. Like, oh, Master Chief is better than me. Got you. Cool. But you still be wrong. Because what Master Chief gonna do to her arm cannon? Nothing. Doomslayer, good luck. You got good stuff. But her shit is on a whole nother level. She is one with her armor. Her armor is her. She is the last Metroid. Not only that, like, she could probably wash him outside of the armor. Like, she's like goddamn 9 feet tall. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is no joke. And I get that these other characters are superhuman like too. They don't got a morph ball. They don't got a spider ball. They don't got a screw attack. They don't got goddamn gravity boots and running through things a trillion miles an hour. They lacking when it comes to. That's why she's so cool. Is that she has so much stuff. She's such an OP character, and yet they managed to design games around her abilities. You know, granted, you got to work your way up to a lot of her abilities throughout the game, but still, they designed these games around these awesome abilities. And it's like, how could you not want to play as this character, bruh? Like, she don't even need a crawl. She could turn into a morph ball. Like, she could, be underwater. She got grapple beams, all kinds of different weapons. She's just cool as hell. Like, legitimately one of the coolest characters. Where she wasn't like super ruined. There was one, Kerfluffle, but it's all good, every IP gets a few. Doom got its, entries or movies where you go, goddamn, that exists with that IP, and Metroid has other M. That's cool. You know what I'm saying? Other than that, we good. I still would say it ain't as egregious as Link in the Faces of Evil, the CDI games. Every IP got their little rotten eggs, and you still love the IP. You know what I mean? Like, nah, man, Samus is awesome, and I could sit here and gush about it all day, and I could sit here and question why gamers wouldn't want to play as literally one of the coolest characters in all the video games. Like, real talk. If I had to, damn, why am I doing this to myself? I shouldn't, but I am. If I had to, put my Triforce, my three favorite, Nintendo IPs up against each other, I would say, like, I'm super biased for Mario. Like, nobody's gonna beat Mario for me. Like, that's my guy from the beginning. You know what I'm saying? So I'm always gonna be biased to Mario being my favorite, video game character. The generic, like, the face of gaming is your favorite. Like, yeah, he just don't miss. That boy don't miss. That dude makes wonderful games that take you on full odysseys, out of this world galaxies. Nah, but I'll go, like, Samus is cooler than Link. And it hurts me kind of to say it, but it's like, nah, not really like she is. She just has more kind of, I won't say she has more going on. Link got mad shit going on too. I love them too, but I just feel like she's overall cooler and can be even cooler. And after Dread, like, please. Like, if we're actually talking cool factor, oh yeah, she's way cooler. Like, Link is cool, seeing the field in front of him and a camera, panning behind him and showing this wide world gives you, this sense of, man, that's Link right there. That's Zelda, that's what the IP is. But Samus is just like, yeah, she has that. She has her shit, which is cooler than horses, any Epona, anything like that, you know what I mean? Or Loftwing, or any, I'm sorry, the ship wins. But then it's like, have you seen this woman fight? And how she just be like posing and charging up her shots, walking mad gangster, like you ain't gonna do shit, and then just flipping through giant creatures' legs and running up crave bodies and opening up really mouth and charge shots. Like, Samus is cool. This is the thing. Like, I'm like, yo, where's her flaws? Like, she's just perfect to me, top to bottom. Like, she's literally perfect. She looks beautiful, so there's no excuse of, oh yeah, I don't want to play Fable because I gotta play with this character who looks, to me, looks beautiful, fits the IP. I can't wait to play Fable. Even if it has a character creator, I want to play with that character that I've been seeing for the last 2 years now. I'm attached. Same thing with South of Midnight. Like, are people not gonna play these games just because they star the thing we all came out of? Like, yo, y'all weird. What's the hate? I don't know, man. I love vagina for multiple reasons. It brought me here. You know, let me not let me not go. Yo, listen, I'm gonna try to keep this shit right here PG. Keep it clean. But anyway, man, Samus is awesome. You know, and playing video games that star, just one. I'm not gonna say strong women. Nah, screw that. Just women in general. Like it's cool. Like when I was playing, what was it called? The Katana game, Katana Zero. Right, that game. Played through that whole game. Like that game was awesome. I was like, man, this character is awesome. Right. Then Muramasa the Demon Blade have a male character, female character too back then. But there's a lot of characters like female characters in games that people love, like Final Fantasy and everything. So to me, I look at this like this is new. You know what I'm saying? And I know where it comes from. We live in the most dumbest time right now. And people done took the word woke and completely obliterated from what it actually meant, at least in my culture. You know what I'm saying? Then they destroyed it into whatever it is now in their culture. And it's like, yeah, I don't want to play this thing because woke. And I just look at every time I hit it, just know somewhere, on this planet, Red is rolling his goddamn eyes. Literally, like gotta hit myself in the back of the head, like punch myself so my shits could actually not get stuck. You know what I'm saying? Because at this point, I just be every day just rolling my eyes like, yo, this is some bulls, this is some bull, this is some bull. And come on, people that, yeah, I mean, let me not even ask the question. Yes, people are that lame, that caught up in their own ignorance and their own bullshit, to actually see how dumb and how they're going to miss out on so many wonderful stories, so many wonderful, looks into other folks' culture. And yeah, just because they want to be hateful. And the worst part, I guess I'll end it with this because I'm just, going on the rant. The worst part, because if there is even the slightest hope that there is a woman listening to my ass talk about Metroid, God bless you. You know what I'm saying? But for real, like these dudes who be hating women like this, please don't let them touch the punani at all, at all. The cooch, that shit ain't for them. It ain't. You gonna hate them like that? Then why? But you like it to get your shit off? Nah. You good? You good? That's just how I be feeling. But that's just me. Anyway, anyway, we gonna move on now. I want Metroid to win. That's all you need to know. I want Metroid to win. And yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing Metroid Prime 4 Beyond win. And I'm looking forward to see how Nintendo actually advertises this game, the rollout to this game and everything, because so far, so good. Nice little teaser. But I can't wait to see when everything kicks off into full gear. I hope it's a special rollout for this game and that they really try their best to put their best foot forward and make this sell better than any entry before. So yeah, there you have it. Metroid, man. Metroid.